EGM Network.
This is Martha Matters. From real estate, healthcare, current events, taxes, or just about any topic, we're talking about it. Call us with any questions on just about any subject. Now, here she is, Martha!
Well, hi there, and welcome. Everyone has been upset about the drones. I have too. And I have my own feelings. Some of it has been previous fact, but most of it is just my opinion. And I want to make that very, very clear. But it's a researched, educated opinion, but it's still an opinion. Because as you know, the administration hasn't opened their mouth much on anything other than saying it's no problem, which is not reassuring. And I'll tell you why it's not reassuring. They've said so many things that have been opposite the truth. Like when that balloon came across the country during the summer from China, that large balloon that they had no answer for until they put it down when it reached the Atlantic Ocean after going all the way across the country over many, many of our military bases and infrastructures. So it's not reassuring. Nothing happened. Yes, oh, don't worry. But you've got to realize from last summer when that big white balloon went across the country that we finally tore down from China was loaded with information in it. Pictures, watching driving patterns, major roads, minor roads. It gets all kinds of information on how this country is being run. And that really has me upset. Mm-hmm. One of these days, and hopefully it's not days, hopefully it's a few years away or could even be avoided with the next administration. China's going to have all kinds of information on where the bombs should hit. They don't care about the people. They want to ruin our infrastructure, our water, our sewer, our electric grids. They want to bomb out our military bases. They don't care about killing large numbers of people. They don't care about killing large numbers of people in their country either. When they have too many, they just starve to death. They don't worry about that. Well, they don't worry about us either. They're not worried about bombing individuals unless they're in the wrong place at the wrong time.
You remember, too, Martha, when that big white balloon was coming across, and it was always it went on for, I don't know, a couple of days or a week or whatever, saying, oh, we can't shoot it down, we can't do anything because there might be some kind of loss of life on the ground or blah, 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 blah. And they just let it float over the whole country to get to the Atlantic.
That is true, and that is very wrong.
Yeah, it was like abominable, for lack of a better word.
The military has very, very good, precise picture-taking ability. They could have planned to have it down in an empty field. It doesn't mean it's going to land across houses in major towns and cities.
Right.
We're too smart for that. We're beyond that. And even this last week when Trump was taking office, he said, I don't know much more than you do, but I know that the military knows exactly what's going on and how they're headed. And they, within seconds, within a minute, 2 minutes, they can have it down so it lands in an empty field or vacant area.
Right.
They're much more sophisticated along that line than we give them credit for. And I just don't I was very upset about that big white balloon going across the country.
Yeah, another thing too, I don't know if they brought this in, but like you said, these are our opinion. This is my opinion. They would have been able to tell if it had some kind of nuclear or radioactive or something like that on board, because I don't remember honestly if they use that as an excuse. If we shoot it down, it may have radioactive stuff or whatever in the area or whatever.
They know whether it does or not.
Yeah.
And I feel very strong that this is a major fact-finding mission of how our country works without, I repeat, any current problems with missiles, bombs, or explosions or anything. That is not their intent. They're in a fact-finding mode to get all kinds of information so they can do a detailed attack, not just bombing the major cities and that nonsense. They are bombing specific areas, just like we did with Iran. We're not after bombing all the people of Iran. We're bombing weapons depots, storage units. We're bombing fact information where administrative people are. We're not after killing the public. That's ridiculous. If anything, many of those residents are on our side. They just have to keep their mouths shut to survive. So it's the same here. They're not after killing millions of people. They just want to cripple you. And whether you survive, crawl on all fours, or semi-starve and stretch your food, they don't care what you do. They want to cripple us, period. And it's funny that until that balloon was taken down in the ocean, only then did they admit this was all Chinese instigated.
Right. Yep.
Well, it's funny. With these drones, the same thing has happened. Now, I have to admit, of the 80 and hundreds of drones, and some of them are small aircraft, especially over the New Jersey area, there are many ways in which those can be Chinese. We know for sure that these drones and small planes did not come off any ship off the coast. That's not necessary. We had over 8 to 10,000 young Chinese people coming across the border between the late summer and now. And no one can tell me that those are just people looking for a way to live and create a new life here. Hardly any of these Chinese people, only a handful, went into all the immigrant shelters that our administration provided. These are all these Chinese people. They went to the farmlands where China had bought up several farms. Even in New York City, China owns an old police station, and they're housing some people in there. They are all Chinese skilled people, whether electrical, whether engineering, or anything. And they can say that with our farms in the Midwest, we're importing farm equipment and farm supplies. And they can say that they're importing batteries and everything needed for their farm equipment. Instead of building farm equipment, they probably built several of these drones. They know how to put them together on the farm without being inspected and without the U.S. overseeing it. Now, when these drones got started, there were 20 to 40 of them maximum. back in November when this began. All the drones now are hundreds per night. Now, you've got to realize planes from small airports, like Teterboro, New Jersey, as an example, airports that have private planes and chartered planes of a smaller variety. Like in Stewart, for example, Stewart, Florida, that's another one. We have loads of airports like that aren't major commercial airlines that take up hundreds of people. Small 1- and 2-engine planes. Well, the Chinese can buy existing planes at these different airports and just say they want to use them for personal use. So some of the manned aircraft up there that we call drones or unidentified objects, the man-made planes, some of them are Chinese and some of them are private plane commercial, I should say, who are trying to figure these drones out. So some of them are not even on fact-finding fact-finding adventures. This is simply a whole mixture of curiosity seekers, small drones, large drones, the size of a Volkswagen or a small school bus, that are manufactured in this country on some of the Chinese farms. Yes, the administration was right. Nothing to be afraid of now. None of them are carrying bombs, missiles, probably even guns, nothing. But that doesn't make them innocent. They are getting a lot of information on how this country works, including all the infrastructures from water to electric to military bases to storage facilities to liquid natural gas tanks and oil refineries that are in storage. All these things, they're finding out where they're located and how they can triple the country. It is fact-finding information only, but I really believe that. It may not be for a few years, may not be for a decade, but China is gathering all the information to have a once and for all make us down and totally kaput.
Martha, what do we know of why they're allowed to just arbitrarily fly all over the place?
Well, I think that's going to change with the next administration. Iran tried to do the same thing with Israel, and Israel put up a dome that any foreign small plane, any non-recorded object of any kind, including drones of all sizes, even including small sizes that you can buy at Walmart and other places.
Yeah.
They have a drone that prevents all of that. And with our next administration, we're going to need a drone too.
Yeah, because there's so many of them and so many drones in so many different areas with plenty of people talking about this, and it doesn't seem to be like anybody is holding it accountable.
That's correct. Well, because of what I told you last summer with the right balloon, until this is all over with, the administration didn't admit that this was China doing this.
Okay.
And I think it's the same applies now.
Okay.
You have to remember both Joe Biden and his son got millions of dollars from China to keep their mouths shut. And I really believe in my heart. Like I said, it's not facts, but it's going by previous activities. In my heart, they know exactly how much of this was Chinese, how much of this are curiosity seekers, how much of this are private individuals who happen to own small 1- and 2-engine planes, like small Piper Cubs.
Mm-hmm.
And they know which is rich, and certainly our military must know which is rich, but they're not telling us. And I do think spattered among all these hundreds of drones are some Chinese ones. I really believe that by the rate that administration acts and is keeping their mouth shut.
Yeah, because it would, to me, in my opinion, it would be like if these all, so many at one time are invading our airspace, if you will.
That's correct. And that's going to stop once we have our own drone system, especially for under the clouds, very short distances up in the air.
Right.
Well, we need to take a break, but I'll be right back, so stick with me for some more information. I want to introduce you to our main sponsor, Highland Plaza, located on US 1 on the east side of the Highland Drive traffic light. We even have our own left-hand turn lane. One of the places in there, the first one on the north side, is Easy Stop, and you will be surprised what competitive and beautiful prices they have. You should give it a shot. Also, Tony's Hairstyling Salon is ideal for the entire family at all ages. He and his wife have run a salon there for years with a huge following. Also, we want to tell you about La Taberna Restaurant. It has the freshest Mexican food in town and a well-experienced chef. You will be most surprised not only by the food, but the reasonable prices. Also, I want to tell you about the nail salon. It's Luxury Nails. Let me tell you, they do everything, both for walk-in clients and appointments. Appointments are really appreciated, but they treat all clients professionally. Now, I want to repeat to you, this is located on US 1, just east of Highland Drive at the traffic light. It's a beautiful yellow building with a maroon awning. We look forward to seeing you there. Come on over.
I'm John King, certified arborist with King Tree Management. Every cut on your tree is permanent. King Tree Management cuts your costs by making the right cuts the first time. Contact me at King Tree Management. We treat your trees like royalty.
Happy holidays. Let Evergreen Media get your business on everybody's shopping list. Hire Evergreen Media to place advertising on streaming TV, radio, even social media. Contact Evergreen Media at egreenmedia.com.
Right now at Sunshine Furniture, it's holiday sale time. You can save up to 50% on selected groups of indoor and outdoor furniture from Lloyd Flanders, Telescope, Windward, Capri, Seawinds, Universal, Lexington, and lots more. Sofas, love seats, dining sets, patio groups, occasional chairs, dining and bedroom sets, all on sale just in time to make Santa say ho, ho, ho. We have the largest selection of coastal furniture on the Treasure Coast, including a gallery of Berlin Garden, Pollywood, Hooker, Tommy Bahama, and Lexington. Also, all pictures, lamps, and accessories are half off. And don't forget to visit our outlet and sales store just across the street from our main location with lots of new closeout and markdown pieces. Sunshine Furniture, 1295 US 1 in the Publix Plaza, Vero Beach. Visit our website at sunshinefurniturecasual.com. Come in now for our holiday half-price sale.
Sunshine Furniture. Nobody outpowers America, and nobody outperforms the lawnmowers and power equipment at More Motors. Discover great products made in the USA by Bobcat, Hustler, Cub Cadet, and Steel Power Equipment. All backed with local service and parts. Going on 40 years serving the Treasure Coast. More Motors has an American-made lawnmower for you. 5135 US 1 Vero Beach. Anything and everything it takes to make tall grass short. More Motors.
Hi there, and welcome back. Hey, I've got to just say from the bottom of my heart that this drone problem started with Chinese, whether from their farm bases in the Midwest and other locations too. They sent major drones up, and like I said, many of the small airports, you only need 2 or 3 of them bought small 1- and 2-engine planes and put them up in the air for fact-finding. And like I said earlier, this is combined with curiosity seekers, other people who own small planes were going up on their own to see what happened, and there may be, in addition to that, even corporate planes that normally transport just top executives. They went up in the air too to see what's going on. So these are not all Chinese, but it started with Chinese, and they're glad to see these other planes that maybe they can squeak through without being identified for causing this. And the reason for the big rush now in November, December, they know with administration change, there's a new philosophy of shoot them down when you don't know what they are.
Yeah, well, plus somebody that's not going along with this whole agenda.
And and an administration that's not being paid off by China.
Right.
I'm sorry to say that, but it is really, really true. Pardoning doesn't get rid of the millions of dollars they collected from China. So that is my opinion, but it's basically, in terms of adversaries, it's Chinese, and China is getting a fact-finding mission, and there's a lot of facts to find. So, and they're not going to do it all on this run around. If they can get another couple of weeks of drones in, anything will help them on their fact-finding mission. Mm-hmm. And it is a real, real shame how silent and
seemingly
security-wise, unsatisfying the administration is giving their results. Mm-hmm. You wanted to say something?
No, I was just going to say what you said, that they're just leaving us in the dark, and it's
really a shame.
Yeah,
it truly is. And I'm not at all taking anything they're saying at this point as the truth. They've had too many lies. The border is closed. It wasn't closed for a day. There is no problem with the balloon. It doesn't really count. It does count. Almost every single thing that they have said has been untrue. And this is just too much. They have a different agenda going on, and it's not taking care of the American people or the middle class. So on that note, have a good week, folks, and enjoy the holidays, and I'll be with you next week. Take care.